Everyone always tries to get out Call of Duty reviews within the first 24 hours of the game being out, but that's too fast to really know if a game is good or bad. So now that Black Ops 6 has been out nearly 3 weeks, I think I have a good understanding of how good the campaign, multiplayer, and zombies is. Which is why we can now ask the question, is Black Ops 6 the best modern Call of Duty? I'm going to break down each game mode and give it a rating out of 10 before rating the game as a whole and answering the question in the title of this video. We're starting with the campaign, and don't worry, I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't played it. I'm not going to go into any crazy specific details and give away the story. It did a few really cool things. First off, it had one open combat mission, unlike Modern Warfare 3 last year, where it was half the campaign. And instead of being complete garbage like the ones from MW3, it was actually fun, with things to do and rewards for doing everything on the mission. It wasn't perfect, but it was a huge improvement and fun. Then they added some zombies into the campaign, which I found to be really cool, and they did it in a way that actually made sense. And without giving away too much, the zombies were a hallucination in Case's head. Your character, from a biological weapon being made in the story. It was one of, if not my favorite mission in the game, which had 3 or 4 super strong ones that I think will be remembered for a long time. Then I thought the characters were good overall. We had some top tier ones like Adler and Woods, and I also thought Jane Harrow was a very strong villain. But there's just one thing that holds this campaign back from being one of the best, and that's the ending being a cliffhanger, where it appears they're going to be answering the questions with Warzone. And unless they do a miraculous job with that, it makes the campaign only good instead of great, which is why I'm going to be giving it a 7.5 out of 10, but I'm subtracting 1 point because it gave me a massive seizure while streaming it, which wasn't cool. But I'll re-add the point because that allowed doctors to discover the tumor in my brain. So if you guys could please like the video, because it took me way longer to make because of the anti-seizure medication they put me on before the surgery, I would appreciate it so much. And I don't normally ask for people to subscribe at the same time, but I am now because this will be the last video I make for a while because I'm about to get surgery and won't be able to make content for a bit, and YouTube doesn't really care about the reason why. And if you're subscribed, you'll be able to see when I get back. But while I'm gone, I'll still have my community tournament polls for the top 20 Call of Duty maps of all time, according to you guys, going on. That way, when I'm able to get back, I have a video waiting to be made. So please keep voting on the polls. I appreciate it a lot. Let's get into the multiplayer. There's a lot of good and some bad with it. Starting with the good, I enjoy the movement overall, enjoy the gunplay, like the prestige system, love the class setup system, I enjoy the camo grind, and Treyarch shows how much content we're going to be getting with Season 1 with 7 new weapons, 4 new maps with 1 remade map, and a holiday nuke town, a new kill streak, a couple new perks, and way more. Showing us how much content we'll get this year. But then some things I don't enjoy as much. The maps, strict skill-based matchmaking, and how many levels the weapons have with how slow they level up. That's the quick rundown, but I want to break down some of these things a little bit more in depth. I like the new innovation they did with Omni Movement, making the game feel unique from other CODs. I like how it feels with the ability to smoothly slide sideways and backwards, but it isn't all good. For example, when you get into lobbies with Mario Koopa shells spinning and spraying around the map doing crazy things that would give normal people motion sickness. Then you have the reverse type of players that use the ability with Omni Movement to lay on their butts or sides looking like dead bodies, but then they just start shooting you. And when you're in a higher tier of skill-based matchmaking, you'll run into that a lot, which makes the movement a little bit annoying. And I have a new perspective on skill-based matchmaking, which I plan on making a video on when I get back. So I'm not going to go very in-depth with that right now. Then with the weapons, we got 33 of them at launch, and I find them to be fairly balanced for a new Call of Duty, but obviously some guns have to be the best, but I don't find anything too unbalanced, and the guns themselves feel unique and fun. And on the 14th, we're getting 7 new weapons, which hopefully aren't too overpowered like new weapons have been in recent years when they're added. The main problem I see with the weapons is the pace of progression with them, which Treyarch heard and updated to make a little bit faster. They seem to be listening to the community and trying to make changes quickly, which is a very good sign for Black Ops 6. It's definitely a difficult thing to balance, because you have people who do nothing but play COD all day, and if they get everything max level too quickly, they'll get bored, but then there are casual players who will get frustrated if it's too slow. I think their update helped it out a lot, and the main reason it's a little bit slower is because weapons don't reset on prestige with their leveling or camo challenges, which makes the grinding aspect of the game a little bit more balanced. Treyarch has done a good job of making the game feel rewarding, with the kill streaks being pretty powerful, and it also feels rewarding as you level up and unlock camos, skins, weapon blueprints, and more from prestiging. Now for the not so good, the maps and their spawns. To start, there isn't a single map that I think is amazing and should be considered great and an all-time classic. The best one is probably Subsonic, with Skyline, Derelict, and Payback being pretty good as well, but then you have some absolutely terrible ones like Red Card, Rewind, and Lowtown. Then there's a bunch of below average maps like Scud and Babylon that some people like for some unknown reason. It feels like they tried to make most of the maps like Nuketown, but did a really bad job of it. Or made maps that were bigger with poor layouts like Red Card. They completely abandoned the mid-size map. And of course, we have 4 face-off maps, with the best one being Stakeout, which feels the same as Shipment, with it being extremely small and chaotic, where you can just rack up kills and deaths. I swear, sometimes you just spawn and die like 6 times in a row in the span of 3 seconds. But other times, you'll just go on 8 kill streaks in 2 seconds. But personally, I don't like face-off maps because you can't get kill streaks, and without kill streaks, it simply isn't Call of Duty. But I will say, Stakeout is fantastic for doing camo challenges on shotguns, pistols, and SMGs, so I have to give it a little bit of love. And most of these maps play poorly because of how terrible the spawns are. The maps are incredibly small, and the movement is incredibly fast. You're going to be spawning and dying within 1 second 5 straight times without even a chance to do something, and that's on the regular maps, not just the face-off ones. The only modes not ruined by the spawn system are Search and Destroy and Domination, whereas modes like Kill Confirmed, Hardpoint, and Team Deathmatch have the spawns flip every 5 seconds, or have one team spawn trap the entire game, and neither scenario is great. But the positive news for the game is that they are adding 5 maps in Season 1, with one of them being a Hacienda remake, which is one of the best Black Ops 4 maps, and they've already added Nuketown, which is a top 3 map of all time. That means we're already going to have 2 good maps added to the game, and we'll be having many more opportunities for quality maps. Oh, and I almost forgot to say, they're bringing back Prop Hunt in Season 1, which makes me extremely happy and is something I will hopefully be playing a lot. Overall, I think this multiplayer has a lot of potential to be great with a few fixes, and with how fast Treyarch is reacting to the community feedback, I think it will continue to improve, and I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. If they just fix the spawns, it will improve the game tremendously. Let me know what non-remastered map you think is the best in Black Ops 6. I'm curious your guys' opinion. Time to talk about some zombies. I think this is the most well-received launch in Call of Duty Zombies history, outside of maybe Black Ops 1. I could tell this immediately just from how much my friends wanted to play zombies. On the first night BO6 was out, I played Terminus and Liberty Falls with 3 of my friends, and we all had a blast laughing and screaming. I freaked out the first time I saw the giant tentacle pop out of the water on Terminus. I was not expecting that at all. And I would consider my friend group to be casual zombie players, so they all like Liberty Falls better, which I agree with, but Terminus was still pretty good, and most of my friends haven't been super into zombies since Black Ops 3. They would still play Black Ops 4 and Cold War zombies, but they weren't having a blast like they used to. And I haven't been able to complete the Easter eggs on either map because they weren't available to complete the first night, and I had my health problem the following day. And my doctor said I'm only allowed to play the game 30 to 40 minutes at a time before needing to take a break, because they don't want to risk another episode before the surgery. So, unfortunately, I have to hear my friends having a blast playing, well, I can't because the games last too long in zombies. But I have watched the Easter eggs on Expert Fusion's channel, and have to say, they're pretty good, and I can't wait until I can do them myself. Also, side note, he doesn't have nearly enough subscribers, so if you haven't watched his content before, you should check it out. Then I think the Black Ops 6 Gobblegum system is better than the Black Ops 3 Gobblegum system, and that doesn't mean it's better than Black Ops 3 overall, so don't go crazy in the comments. To me, it feels like Cold War Zombies 2.0, but better, because the maps are far superior in my opinion, and we're already going to be getting a third map called Citadel des Morts in December, which looks incredible, and hopefully I said that name right. It's an abandoned medieval castle, which reminds me of one of my favorite zombies map, Der Eisendrock from Black Ops 3, just without snow. Also, Treyarch said multiple new wonder weapons are coming to this map, which is awesome, and I think this is the best mode at the launch of Black Ops 6, and I'm going to be giving it an 8.5 out of 10, and I'm jealous of everyone who can play it right now. So, all in all, I think Black Ops 6 is 100% worth purchasing because the campaign is good, the multiplayer has a bunch of potential, they just have to fix the spawns and add in some more good maps. And they've already started to do that. And this is the best modern zombies mode, even above Cold War, in my humble opinion. Overall, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 with the potential to move up to an 8.5 with some continued good zombies content and a few tweaks to multiplayer. So back to the question at the beginning of the video, is Black Ops 6 the best modern Call of Duty? Yes. With the amount of content they are adding and the quality of all 3 modes make it easily better than 3 out of the 5 CODs from MW 2019 to now. And it beats out Cold War due to its poor launch with multiplayer and underwhelming zombies maps. And this is the last video I'm going to be making with a brain tumor, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Thank you for all the support. I love you all. Peace.